This is the face of E3 bound. Oh, it's too early. So I ended up going to bed like 10 o'clock. And it's now 1:30-ish, a little after 1:30. And I'm supposed to be, like I said, on the road by 2, so everything's packed and ready to go. Here we go, breakfast of champions. I'll probably just eat this before we're actually over there. I don't have enough pockets for all this stuff. I'm actually wearing a coat there, so I don't have to pack the coat. Here we go. I know you can't see me, but is it already bad that I'm already shaking? It's either nervousness, excitement, adrenaline, and it's 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And my arrival time says I'm gonna be there at 3:40.
In 1 mile, turn left.
Thank you. So it should be good, hopefully. I gotta figure out parking and where to go once I get in there, and hopefully all will be good. The only thing I'm worried about is this first layover flight. It's only 37 minutes, and that's cutting it close apparently, so I'm gonna be running. I probably won't film that. Sorry for the road noise, but I am in Knoxville and it is confusing as mess. Like, I just went through this section where the turn for the airport was, and there was like, it's like 6 lanes of traffic. You know, and some people that watch this would be like, oh, 6 lanes is nothing. Where I come from, sometimes it's barely 1 lane. So, I mean, you know, normally it's about a 2-laner, as for most places, I guess, around everywhere. But it was 6 lanes, and they were dual exit turnoffs. Like, they were 2-lane turnoffs. And since it's like, it's almost 3:30 in the morning, and there's like no one, so I'm just like weaving all over the road. But I can see planes flying around, so I know I'm getting close. So I found parking, and I hope I did it right. It said generate new ticket, and I got my ticket number, and I guess when I leave, I'll put this ticket in the machine, and then it'll charge me. I'll have to pay to leave, I guess. But I'm just gonna leave the ticket here, because there's no point in me taking it all the way to California. But I think I'm here. Like, I'm in long-term parking, but I don't know where to go. I guess I'm gonna walk over to that building. So maybe I'll find someone be like, which way to the plane? But we are here in Knoxville, and we are here, well, apparently you won't tell me the time. It's almost 4, so I want to go check in. So I just realized that I'm gonna have to remember. There's no marker out here with where I parked. L, I guess. But this place is quite large. There's a whole parking garage. Like, I don't even know. Long-term garage parking and exit. So I don't know. I'm gonna walk over to this big building. So apparently the kiosk doesn't open until 4:10, which means I'm super early. But the guy said since I had the mobile boarding pass that I could just go through security. So we're gonna do that. Apparently I'm way up here. What floor are we on? Oh, we're on this floor. We're halfway up. It has been a very, very long day. I think it's probably been 24 hours. Because I think it's, what, 10 o'clock now? I don't know, there's no clock in here. But, this is my room. Hold on. There's like no lights in here. It's because when they first start up, there's like a random toilet. But I thought there wasn't a shower. There's the living room-ish. And then there's the bedroom. And then we have another toilet. And then a shower. But and it's like a random closet. But the view's kind of cool. And I paid extra for the view because I figured I'd probably, I don't know if I'd ever go, I don't know if you guys can see that. But we're on the 19th floor. It's pretty cool. We got another view over here. It's like the same view, but you can kind of see that way more. But anyway, I thought this hotel was a lot closer than what it was because I was still basically at the convention. I feel like I'm gonna hit my head on that. I feel like I thought it was closer, and then I like put it in the directions, and it was like 20-minute walk. So I just walked here instead of paying like, I don't know, $10, $20 for an Uber or Lyft. Apparently Lyft is a new service that I didn't know about. But there's so much stuff to talk about today. Starting with the plane ride from this morning. I don't even, like, I want to inspect the bed. But, so this morning, let me see if I can get started. I'm like flipping the covers back. Dude, I turned it on 67. It is not 67 here. Put that on 65. And it's hot because I just walked here. But anyway, so this morning, I ended up getting on this little old plane, and I sat beside this really nice woman. She helped me kind of figure out how to get from my layover flight, and then all the people on the plane were actually really nice and let me bypass all of them so I could leave, so I could power walk. If you guys knew Simon Belmont from Castlevania, I was power walking like a madman and I barely made it to the other train, because when I got downstairs, you're supposed to ride a train to the next like building, or the next concourse, I think is what they're called. So mine was in C and I had to ride it to A, but as soon as I got down to the train, the door shut and it pulled off, so I had to wait a minute. And minutes are precious when you only have so many to get there. I was passing people like crazy. I was walking down the stairs and I was like, excuse me. People were like, I was like, you know, like everyone just stands on the escalator. That was the first layover. I was so relieved when I finally made it to that. Then I got lost in LAX airport because I couldn't find the Uber drop off, and it's convoluted because you go down one stairs and then you can't go back up the stairs in the same one because you have to go like outside the building and take the escalator outside, go back into the airport, come back out, and then go down the sidewalk. That was a mess. But I finally got the Uber, and I'm horrible with car types and names, and it was like, your driver is, I think his name is Christopher. He's a really old guy, and he's like, your Uber driver is Christopher. He drives a Toyota Corolla. I have no idea. I don't even remember what the Toyota emblem looks like. I assumed it was a T. But the guy's picture had like, he had like a Fu Man, but it was gray right here. And a guy pulled up and my phone was lagging because I don't know why, but my arm is so sore. But my phone was lagging and it said he was 3 minutes away, and he had already pulled up, and someone else went up to him, and then he like rolled down the window and was like, Shane. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's me. But when I got in the car, he didn't look the same. But that's why I didn't recognize him. And I didn't help that I didn't recognize the car. But anyway, he was super chill. He was awesome. I gave him 5 stars. I ended up having like a coupon that PayPal gave me. If I pay with PayPal the first time I did it, it took $20 off my ride. Which the ride was $22 to go from the airport to the convention center, which ended up being like an hour drive. Like I thought it was like a 10-minute drive. We went on something, the 1010 or something like that. It's 6 lanes of bumper to bumper traffic. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I was talking about them. Gas here is $3 compared to the $2 that I'm used to. People will honk the horn. You give it a half a second. If you're not moving, people will cut you off. Like I was walking up the road, and so you know you have car links. So like you have here and you have here and you have here. This car over here was like horizontal in the other lane to put his nose in it so he could come over. But then that doesn't qualify as honking. I mean, that's crazy. And then when we were at the airport, a bus driver was trying to get over into our lane, and we were stuck between 2 lanes, and he didn't stop. He just kept coming, so we're just sitting there in the middle of the lane. I'm just like, I mean, LA traffic is crazy. So after all that, made it to the convention center. Then I had to go get a badge. So I got in line for the badge. A lady come outside, said, you can go inside the line. There is no line for whatever reason. And that's because it was the wrong line, because it was the media line. So if you were any kind of media influential person, then you could go in that line and get it cheaper. Everyone else, the thousands of people that have to get a badge normally, has to go through the other line. She told us wrong, but it ended up working out in my favor because I had the barcode and they scanned it and they printed out the little receipt. And since mine had changed for games, I guess they thought I was a media person, so I got through that. But my tag is still yellow for whatever reason. I guess because it's just an expo pass. It's not like a media or booth pass or anything like that. So got through that. Then I had to wait in line for probably, if I got there at, I think I got there at like 10. Basically, I was probably in line at 10:40. And so I had to stand there for an hour and 20 minutes. The show started at 12. But they were a little bit late because there's, of course, thousands of people trying to get into this event. And then there was almost a slight mad dash for the escalators once they got past the front doors. Everyone was like bum rushing, and then everyone got stuck in the beginning because everyone's like, you walk in and it's just like, there's E3, there's Xbox, there's all these different game titles are plastered all over the ceiling and the walls, and it's like a kid in a candy store and you're like, which one do you go to first? That was the mistake. I should have went to the back, to the ones that like you know we're going to get filled fast, and I didn't do that, and so that was a problem. But so I walked around and I ended up sitting on a dragon. You've probably already seen that. I don't even know what chronological order this video is in. But I got to sit on a dragon. That was cool for Shadow of War. Then I got in line for a gameplay that I thought I was going to play, but it wasn't. It was just a video of them playing it and talking about it, which I didn't want to stay around for. So then I went to Survivos, or I'm butchering their name. I've butchered it all day. It's like Survive. It's like Survive, but it's like OS on the end of it. But anyway, I played their game. Their game is raw data. They have a new one coming out. It's there. I'm gonna try and play it tomorrow because I didn't have time to play it today. The line was way too long because the Vive games take 5 to 10 minutes per person. They can only do 2 persons at a time, and so it's slow. And so I went to raw data and I got in line for it, and I talked to the main reason I wanted to do it was to talk to the developers, because I was like, hey, you got any, hints or anything coming out like that? And they talked about they have a whole brand new character and a new level, and PvP is coming out, and there's all these updates that are going to come out, and like within the next month or something like that, which was really awesome. And that was like pretty much the whole reason. I wanted to go by the booth to support it, and I filmed it, and so you probably already saw that or will see that in this video as well. But that was there, and so I wanted to show it, and I beat that game. So it was just like, and there were people that had never played the Vive, and they're like, okay, this is how you pull the trigger to shoot the gun, and I was like one-shotting stuff. It was like something would fly over, and it was like bang, dead, and it would just keep going like that. I don't even know. I haven't even watched that video, so I don't even know if there's anything in it that was like that, but it was too easy. I don't know if they put it on easy mode or what, or that was just the demo, because the demo is a little bit different. And I asked the guy, I was like, do you have all the unlocks and stuff like that? Because that's how I normally play. The character they gave us, it gets really good later on after you get all the upgrades for him. Like, you don't have to reload. You can just put your hands down by your hip to reload. And anyway, and they told me to talk to, so I want to say her name is Julia. So shout out to her. She's the girl on the right that was doing the raw data. She was the one to tell me all this stuff, and she told me to talk to, I think, Christine, which was, she said it looked like her, but it's and had blonde hair. And so I found her finally, and then she pointed me to someone else, and I talked to him, and he's actually I think he's going to give me closed beta access for the PvP. And so that was really cool. You know, I went and talked to him and found out that, you know, that, hey, one of my favorite VR games is getting updated, and I actually got a key to the new version of the game before it comes out. So that was really cool. And then what did I go to next? So I went to raw data. And I thought I went somewhere else. I walked around a lot to just kind of look at a bunch of different stuff and take pictures, and there's probably tons of pictures and videos and different things like that. A lot of the stuff, like the Capcom booth, doesn't really appeal to me. You know, the fighting game is just not my style. You know, they had racing and they had other stuff, and they had a bunch of crazy, you know, like the shooters, but the lines for those games are so long, like hours and hours. And I mean, you're spending your whole E3 day to play like 5 minutes of gameplay. Like, it doesn't equivalent out, like, out of what you could get out of the show. And so, like, the new Call of Duty, Destiny 2, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. I don't know. I didn't even go in the Xbox. Like, the Xbox is not my thing. But those booths, and that was all of today was in one hall. Like, I have a whole nother hall to go to tomorrow. I think Sony and Nintendo are in the other hall. I didn't even get to them. I was working with like Activision and then like the smaller stuff. And so a really cool shout out was from this guy there, from their company is Multiverse Entertainment. And I waited in line for like 2 hours for this game, and it was like it was a VR game I didn't know much about. I wanted to play the demo, and I was like, I'm gonna stand here until I play it. And I think that the wait paid off, because I finally got to it. And the thing is like, they're like, oh, press has priority over you. So even though that I've been standing there for 2 hours, someone comes in and there's like, hey, we're gonna put them in before you, even though they haven't been waiting at all. And the only reason they do that is because E3 is a giant marketing campaign for their game. They want as many people to see the game and want to play the game as possible. And so that's why press gets pre-release. You know, they can see everything and all that stuff first. However, when I finally got it, and the guy was talking to me about it, he's like, what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? And I honestly told him, I said, there was nothing really to know about the game yet, because it was like a 5-minute demo and it was just shooting. And by the time I was maybe getting to something, the demo ended. And I told him that. I said, I started asking about, was it out there? You know, has the Steam game come out? And he said, no, it's not out yet, but it is coming out soon. I think he said Q3 maybe. But what was cool is that I mentioned that I was a YouTuber, and he goes, bro, if you told me that you're a YouTuber, you didn't have to wait in line for those 2 hours. Now, not everyone is like that. Certain people, it's like certain things, it's weird how you get classified. It's like I'm not big enough for some things, but I am for others, or something like that. But I'm a very small channel. I just like VR content, and that's basically what I did today. Was I played VR stuff. And so he said, okay, we got another demo later today, but the demo actually crashed. and he said come back tomorrow, and he said you can just bypass everyone and play it. And I was like, awesome. So I really, and he said he's gonna give me a beta key to the game when it comes out, and I was like, that's so awesome, because this game looks really good. Like, I can't wait to play it. And I seen Upload VR, that Facebook group, they shared it like a month ago, and it looked good then. I just didn't know anything about it. It was just pictures. But today they were at E3, and I got to talk to the developers, and it's something unique about actually seeing and talking to the people, excuse me, that are passionate about their game that they created, and they want to show people. And I want to play it and show others so that they want to play it. You know, it's kind of like how I want it, you know, how you want it to go. And we talked about that. It was like, I thanked him for giving me the chance to play their game. And I told him that, I said, I'm a small YouTuber, but it helps. Hopefully, he was like, it helps my channel grow, and in return, it helps the game grow. It gets the word out there. And some games on the channel do well. Like, some of them get like 5 views, some of them get 1,000 views. I don't know why or what the rhyme or reason for it is. But I did get to play Dissidia, the NT, I got to say that. I got kicked out of the Life is Strange booth. The Life is Strange, I went in there and I was like, man, this line is so short. And I was like, this game is so good. I said, why is there nobody in line for this? And I stood in line. I didn't stand there but probably 2 minutes. And I walked in the room. It was a closed off room, and they were really hush-hush about it. And I was like, I just walked right in. Like, no one stopped me. Sat in, got situated, and then she started going around, and she's like, okay, let me check your badges. And she's like, you don't have a green sticker. And I was like, do I need a green sticker? And I was like, I don't know. I said, I just got in line. I said, no one told me not to have like this sticker. And she said, this is a press only review of the game. And I was like, well, that's, you know, in my head, I was like, that's stupid. I said, you have all these people here that want to play it or just watch. I just wanted to look. You know, he was booting up the game from scratch. So I got kicked out of that booth. I didn't go to the West Hall. That's going to be tomorrow's adventure. There's, I think, like I said, Sony, Nintendo, and Atlas are over there. Bethesda was crazy. Like, I'm talking about, like, you could get in line and you wouldn't be able to do anything. Like, the wait in line would be, because they were doing one person at a time, and there's like 200 people in there, and it's like say if there's 10 minutes per playing of the game. So they had Fallout, and they might have Doom, whatever. They had a giant Quake line. They had Skyrim. And all of this was in VR, except for the Quake and Quake 3. And yeah, it was just, you know, it was super fun. I had a blast today. I'd say I was so tired because I got up at like 1:30, and I know it's like 10:30 now. And if you subtract the 3 hours that I flew over here, I've been up for over 24 hours. And I know this video is long, but I just want to talk about all the different things that I didn't get to film today, because you wouldn't have been able to hear me. Like, at all. I got to, you know, we played Dissidia, we lost, because you play, it's a team of people that play that game, whatever, and yeah, we failed. I was struggling. I kept trying to push circle, which was jump, and I should be pushing X for bravery, which then does damage. But anyway, I was rusty. I hadn't played Dissidia in years. What else did I play? Like, I feel like I didn't do anything today. I got there like 12, played Raw Data. I played, it's called, oh gosh, Surrender Dawn, something like that. It's the multiverse people that I told you about. And then I played Dissidia, and I thought I played one more. I walked around and looked at a lot and took pictures, and I was at the Square Enix booth, and they had tons of stuff for sale, like all kind of plushies and key art figurines and games and stuff like that. And I came by that morning. I didn't really have a chance. There were so many people around, and there was quite a line. And so when I was about to leave, I was on that side again, and I stopped by, and the cases were like scrap. They were empty, like so much. And then I was still looking, and it was like 30 minutes to go. And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna close up. We're gonna cover them up. And I was just like, okay. I was like, why can't I look until I guess they just wanted to leave. But we got to see a Sonic. Took a picture. I didn't take a picture of him. I didn't take a picture with him. There was a line to take of it. They had a jumpy thing, and that's probably what you saw. Was they had people jumping for a gold ring. And the gold ring, if you touched it, you entered in a chance to win $1,000. And I watched like 4 or 5 people do it, and none of them touched it. I felt like I could have done it. I think I had height on my advantage for that. But it was like height versus weight. So the heavier you are, the farther you're sunk down into the trampoline. So I felt like it was pretty much rigged. It was like if you could touch it, you had a pretty good chance of getting the money. But if you couldn't, like if you were overweight, then you weren't ever going to touch it unless you had some like LeBron James jeans in you. But so like I was saying, I've been up for, it was like over 24 hours. It was about 20 hours, and I hadn't ate. Like I had just been going constantly, and I ate a Pop-Tart, and I had food in my bag. Like I could have eaten at any time, but. And there, apparently the food at the convention center is pretty good. I've seen people walking around with it a bunch. But since it was just me, I didn't really have anyone to save my spot. I probably could have got food and then got in line and then done it like that. And that probably would have worked. And it's just like I said, there's things that if I ever get to go to E3 again, that I've learned now that I need to do then. Like this evening, they had Jack Black was at the convention, was at one of the conference meetings or whatever. Walked all the way over there, and then some sassy black woman, excuse my racism or whatever you want to call it, but she wouldn't let me in because I had a backpack. She's like, I had to walk all the way around I had to walk basically like 2 intersections down. They're not even blocks. I had to walk to a hotel, check in the bag at a hotel, then walk back. By the time I had done all that, the conference would have been over. But what made me mad is that it was so reverse racism, because I was the only one that she said that to. I watched other people with bags just walk right in. She didn't stop them at all. And so I didn't get to see Jack Black because of that. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to there's a conference with a YouTuber that I really like, Brandon Loch. But he's having a talk about VR stuff, and I want to see it, and I am not taking anything. It's just going to be me and my badge. On a side note, that badge, if you lose it, costs $1,000 to reprint. Like they said, there is no like, oh, I sold it, I lost it, or anything like that. If you lose it, we're not reprinting it, and if you want another one bad enough, I think it's like $1,000. Like they said, $1,000 to reprint it. The tickets themselves, if you bought it early, were like $150. If you bought it at a regular price, it was $250. So the prices for the badges like quadrupled in size, which was crazy. Tons of like, there was a weird Mario and Rabbit game coming out that was new. Apparently there's a Mario Kart VR game that's the first Nintendo ever released VR game that is rumored. I didn't see that. I didn't go to the Nintendo booth today. I just heard people kind of talking about it. What else? I think that's predominantly it. It was about 4 or 5 hours of, most of the time you're waiting. So you're waiting for an hour to play like a 5-minute demo because there's so many people. They opened it up so much to the public. Yeah, I kind of want to go get like some E3 merch to bring home, and I thought about maybe buying something for like a gift or somebody, or if I can find something. I did get some swag. They gave me this. I had this bag, and it's a Mega Man bag, and it supposedly lights up. I don't know if that's true or not, but I had people walk by and they're like, "Where did you get that bag?" And then I got another bag which is gigantic, like, if you know how big my torso is. So this is Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood, and then I think this is Zodiac Age. No, that's 14 Online again. So it's a huge bag. And since this hotel was part of E3, the check-in pass is The Evil Within 2, which was really cool because that got announced by actually they had that before it was ever announced. That's tripping. We got Seeking Dawn. That was the name of the game. A multiverse VR game content, so that was really cool. They gave me a little knapsack. I haven't actually opened this because it was like you get stuff and then I didn't move. So we got a hat that has Seeking Dawn on it. We got some kind of booklet. Oh, it's about multiverse, game features, multiplayer co-op. This is going to be awesome. Oh, we have other stuff in here. We have, what are they called? Calibers? They're not calibers, capers. But it has Seeking Dawn on the side of it. And then there's one more thing. Oh, and this is the guy's business card. His name is Fei Yang. He's a really cool guy. But I think he's based out of LA. He asked me if I was local, and I was like, I just started laughing. I was like, no, not even close. But I'm gonna put this stuff back in here. But yeah, we got some swag. And that was really all that like I really got for this. There was a lot of other stuff that people were giving out. Like there was one. It was like from Final Fantasy 14. If you fought this boss and you actually beat him, you got a T-shirt saying I beat such and such boss, and it was in this bag. But there was like if you beat that boss, then you got a shirt. And there was other tournaments that you're like, oh, Ubisoft, if you did this, you got a shirt. If you did this, you got a shirt. And so, but those were I was saying like you have. This is what I was talking about. Survivos. That's the name of the company. But anyway, tons of stuff everywhere. I got a mess in here. I know I'm just kind of cycling through stuff now. I guess I'm gonna just put this back. And now I was thinking about it later on. I was like, I have to carry this. My bag barely fit everything that I had in my book bag for carry-on. And so now I've got like these gigantic bags. So I guess I can make flat, but still. Man, this video is 27 minutes on top of everything that I filmed today. So I'm probably just gonna get super lazy and post or edit and just kind of slap it together. I basically wanted to mute the comment, maybe where we're like going through the E3. And look at my hair. I didn't know what it looked like today because I was putting the Vive on and off. And anytime I play the Vive and record, we lose all kinds of stability in my hair. I bet LA never sleeps. Like, I bet it's constant all night long. We're gonna shut this. But yeah, I'm pretty glad about my room. Hopefully, the guy at the counter was super nice, and I walked up and it was like, oh, gold platinum members, but there was no one there. And I walked by and I was looking at it, and he was just like, oh, come over here. And I was like, but the sign says gold. He goes, poof, and he just like come over because I guess it was so late. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I was wound up, man. I had all these stories to tell, and hopefully I told most of them. If you saw something that you want to know about, post in the comments and I'll talk about it. I tried to film a little bit of everything. Just like, oh, here's this cool looking thing. I didn't go into the Elder Scrolls portion. There was Elder Scrolls Legends, and there was Morrowind Online. And so that was this thing. They had these giant mushrooms on top of it. And like I said, that was all in one haul. So tomorrow I'm going to go. There was one game that Survivos wanted me to play, and I didn't get a chance to do that. And then that guy that wanted me to play the new demo, I'm going to play that as well. And then maybe check out the Square Enix booth again to see if I might want to buy something. But yeah, and then I'm going to go to the other one. And that's what I was saying is, like, I don't really feel pressured to try to get it all done because I almost did all of one haul in one day. But I am gonna try and go to some more conferences. I think there was like a Mordor Shadow, or the Shadow of War, and then there was the VR one, and I think there was one more that they talked about. But yeah, we ended up going to this place called Yard House, and it was all right. But I mean, the fact that I hadn't eaten in like 20 hours is a pretty good burger. But anyway, people are crazy. This dude just punched it, and to me it looked like he just went through traffic wide open. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. This is 30 minutes of additional talking on top of what I filmed. But trying to think if I forgot anything. Anyway, I'm super tired. Like, I know as soon as I lay down, it's gonna be 2 seconds, and then I gotta wake up at like 7. I don't know if this place serves breakfast. I have a feeling that they would, but I don't know if that's a thing. I probably should look it up. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching E3 Day 1. It was a full 24 hours, a whole lot to film, a whole lot to talk about, a whole lot of excitement. And as always, keep on playing.